Africa. I was Deputy Head Pastoral at a school called Stanford International School in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia.
I'd say, as I said, attendance is a huge thing to look at straight away, but behaviour, ultimately, what sort of behaviour are you seeing and how often are you seeing it? So a few years ago, we were seeing, a lot more what I would call worrying behaviour of vapes being found. Even if you don't find students vaping, you find the tools of vaping. You would find water bottles that had clearly had alcohol in them. And these are problems that a lot of secondary schools will face. But the question is, how often are you facing them, and how many students do you think are involved? If you're a school of 1,000 students and you're finding it once or twice a term, well, then you're in a pretty good place. And part of that is cultural. Ethiopia is quite a conservative country, but part of that is what has the culture of the school been like over the preceding 2, 5, 10 years, and how has it got to that place? And I think when I arrived, we were in a place where things were improving, but they still need further to go. And some of that is absolute basics, and sometimes you feel like a bit of a Hitler, to be honest. When you start saying, like, no, you can't leave lessons whenever you like to go to the bathroom. No, you can't go and fill your water bottle up in the middle of a lesson because you just had break. Because otherwise, students are masters of finding cracks and slipping through them, and any parent will tell you that. And so I think you need to put quite strict structures in place where you're setting high standards, explain them to the parents, explain them to the students, and it is a bit of a one-size-fits-all, and it's problematic. You've got people who are genuinely feeling ill, or people who genuinely need to go to the bathroom, but you need to set the standard as we don't do that during lessons, and then maybe throttle back from there. But some of those basic structures, we do move when the first bell goes. We are on time for lessons. If you're late, the door will shut, and you will have to stay behind in 5 minutes of your break time or your lunch time. And I think having those disciplines, students understand those basic structures. If you're regularly late for meetings at work, well, your boss will have to tell you eventually, please don't be late for meetings at work. And that's all you're doing, really, is trying to build character. You're trying to build a sense of that some small things matter. And then it's the head of teaching and learning's job to worry a bit more about what goes on in the room.